great seasons over his decade, almost decade plus there, is embarking on his first full season as a Clemson Tiger after being hired in June of last year. And Erik joins us on the Monday show. Good to see you, Erik. How you doing?
Doing great, guys. Yeah, thanks for having me.
Yeah, we want to give you a chance to tell the world that Clemson is not just a football school, for heaven's sake, right? They've got a baseball program there. You're embarking on your first year there. Tell us how your first year preparing at Clemson is different at all, and I'm sure it is, from the first year that you took the Wolverines program back in 2013.
Yeah, there's definitely differences, but there's similarities as well. And those similarities are laying the foundation in the fall and having something to build upon and creating a vision and just creating an environment every day, a training environment for these players to thrive in. And that's probably been more similarities than differences in that regard. But the staff has hit the ground running. The players totally bought in. It's been a lot of fun, and everyone's obviously very excited to resume our training here as we prepare for the season.
Well, Erik, for me, I would think Clemson's more of a baseball school than necessarily Michigan. No slight on Michigan, obviously the Big Ten, and they've done a nice job under you laying that foundation. But I would think Clemson's a little bit more baseball heavy, being in the area that it's in and the weather that's presented. Am I wrong there?
Well, two powerhouse athletic departments, athletic programs, and, I think we're looking to achieve, what we accomplished at Michigan and playing for a national championship and look to try to take the next step here at Clemson and actually win one.
It's kind of a neat story for you personally, like a full circle story, because you were on that staff as an assistant to begin your college coaching career. I'm sure a lot has changed in the 20 years that's gone by. But when you first went back to campus, did you flash back at all to your days as an assistant there?
Oh, all the time, yeah. And I was so fortunate as a young kid, 24-year-old, first time being a coach, to be surrounded with three Hall of Famers, with Jack Leggett, Tim Corbin, Kevin O'Sullivan. Tell people time, just try to surround yourself with great people. And I was so fortunate and so appreciative of getting that opportunity. And then just comparing what the last 21 years since I was here the first time, to see what Dabo and the football program have done, and just making that Tiger Paw a global brand, and just to see the explosion of the facilities here, the town, the campus, everything. It's awesome. But yeah, there is that nostalgic feeling of, I remember that. So it's great to be back.
So I like to ask this question because really we love to have you guys on to tell us about your program. So if I'm a high school player sitting out there right now wondering about Clemson baseball, and here's this new coach, what's your program going to be built on? What would you say your brand is, and what are you looking to do, and who are you looking to recruit?
Absolutely. Well, we if you just, what you can find on the internet is we've got a top 25 academic program and a blue blood baseball program, a historic program. Maybe what you can't find on the internet is how we are really good at developing the total person and unlocking the potential, not only in the body and the mind, but we're looking for the very best players in the country, in the state of South Carolina, in the entire Eastern Seaboard, and then even into, across other parts of the country throughout the Midwest, wherever. But looking for the very best athletes, very best players, but have to be special people, special character kids, because that's so important in building this culture that we're trying to build.
I want to go back to your 2002 team when you were an assistant there and hit you with two names, players that were on those teams, and kind of ask you a question in general. You had Khalil Green on that team, who went on to have some really nice years in San Diego. Jeff Baker, who had some real nice years in Denver. Given there's so many alum that have played Major League Baseball that came from the Clemson program, is there a lot of outreach to try and get a lot of these guys, or some of them, to come back and talk to kids and still participate in what you do?
100%. You're exactly right. We had a huge alumni event in November, one that will continue every November here getting as many of those alums as we possibly can. We've had a bunch of guys come back already to speak. We actually did an ancestry presentation, and we'll continue to do this throughout the year, where our players will reach out to some of the great Clemson former players and interview them, ask them questions. What made them great? What made their teams great? What advice would they give to their younger selves, et cetera? And then our guys will present on that to the team. So hear a lot of common denominators and a current theme and thread in that. But it's great to have that connectivity with those alums, but also great experience that our guys get listening to what they have to say.
One of the things Erik talked about earlier when he was describing his players that he looked for is athletes. And we've had a number of conversations about the African-American player and how to grow them in the college baseball sport. When he was at Michigan, he was one of those pioneers bringing a lot of African-American kids in. So, Erik, some of the stuff we discussed, I'm curious your thoughts as you go to Clemson and really the state in college baseball with African-American players getting opportunities or not, and how you kind of address that at Michigan.
Absolutely, Harold. Thanks for bringing that up. Yeah, you and I have talked about this at length, and we never want to have our sport losing some of the best players and some of the best athletes at a young age because of the constraints, that the cost of participation, and so that's something that great to see what Major League Baseball, the Players Association, the Alliance are doing at the top to try to create opportunities. Whether it be through the RBI programs or the Hank Aaron Invitational, or what the Alliance is doing, going around and putting on clinics and donating money. And then at the grassroots level, it's great to see what certain travel ball orgs are doing now. There's a Diamond Allegiance that a lot of the great travel ball clubs are participating in, that has a foundation attached to it that is scholarshiping a lot of underrepresented kids and communities to play travel ball. And I've gotten very involved with that. But we all can do our part, at every level. It's not a top down or a bottom up. It's everybody. And every level from Major League Baseball to college baseball, down to youth baseball. But we all can do our part to try to attract the best athletes and really continue to grow the game.
I know you guys kick off your season February 17th, and you're home heavy, front loaded with a lot of home games to start the season. That's got to be a comforting thing to look forward to.
Yeah, that's different. Haven't experienced home games to start the year in quite some time. So definitely looking forward to playing a home schedule, 35 games, getting the Clemson fans to pack Doug Kingsmore Stadium and get this place rocking.
You got to get down to see you, Erik.
Hey, those are some nice-looking sweatshirts there you guys had in that photo we just saw. A medium and a large, right? Let's see if you can do better than the Oregon State guys who really set us up.
You got it. We'll get them shipped out.
Erik, we appreciate the visit today, man.
The hoodie was sweet.
Best of luck to you and the Clemson Tiger program this year. We really appreciate the visit, and we look forward to visiting with you again down the road.
You got it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me.
Appreciate you, Erik.
Erik Bakich from Clemson.
He dives in. He really does. He does a great job of reaching all breadth of athletes and giving them a chance. And that's one of the big staples of his Michigan program.
Well, take a look at his track record at Michigan. Was pretty impressive, man, from what he inherited to what he left behind.
He's going to be great.
NorCal guy, too. Northern California guy.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah. Let's take a break.